Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's segment. We're doing the extended ECMWF forecast for the United States for today's second video. So looking at mean cell pressure, 500 millibar high temperature, and precipitation anomalies for the next 6 weeks for America. And I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video was the 6 AM upload, and if that wasn't enough, we've got a live stream coming up at 6 PM. We will be live streaming our 10 to 14 dayer, so I shall see you live for that one. Please like, share, subscribe on videos. Thank you so much everybody for doing that, and thank you so much to ECMWF.ant for supplying the charts. Thank you so much, EC. Right, so let's start off with week one. Mean sea pressure anomaly taking us from the 9th to the 16th of January. The coming week we'll have, or this week we'll have low pressure in the Pacific heading onto West Coast America, and then there's low pressure running through many parts of America with some high pressure up towards Canada. The jet stream through the country like that means that most areas should be relatively mild. Here's the 500 millibar height anomaly for the next week with low pressure in the Pacific Ocean, and you've got a trough of low pressure towards the southeast states as well. There's an upper level ridge here in the northern part of America up into Canada. Now it's a very mild sea across most parts of America this week, right way from West Coast all the way to the East Coast. Nearly all areas are above average, significantly above average in the northern states. Just Florida standing out as being a little bit on the cooler than average side there. And precipitation wise, it looks like that. Very wet towards the Pacific west coast of America and heading in towards the Rockies. So anywhere from the Pacific coast to the Rockies looking rather wet, but it is dry up in the far north and also in the southern states. So it turns wetter again over towards the eastern seaboard. Week 2 will be the 16th to 23rd of January. Again, we see quite a bit of low pressure through the country as a ridge down towards the southwest of the United States there. The 500 millibar height anomaly looking like that. So above average heights over on the eastern side of America, with below average heights in the west and through those central parts of America. Temperature anomalies look like that, so becoming rather colder in this western, southwestern corner of the states. Meanwhile, further eastwards, though, very mild seen again across most of these eastern, northeastern parts of America, significantly above average temperature, particularly through the Midwest and over towards the eastern seaboard as well. Very significantly above average temperatures there. And precipitation-wise, for week 2, it's quite an unsettled scene actually. Most parts of America looking rather wetter than average, quite wet over towards the west coast, and also pretty wet over towards the east coast as well. The southern states are a little bit drier, however. Week 3 will be the 23rd to the 30th of January. Now this week we start to set up some higher pressure in the west by the look of it. Could we start to get a trough digging into the Midwest and into the east? If we did, we will send a jet stream southwards. Let's put in a question mark. Have a look at 500 millibar height anomaly, see what that's doing. So that does suggest like a trough could be starting to move through the Midwest here, and that will bring winter back. So high pressure pulling out into the western and northwestern part of America, so it will become milder up the western side. But then through the central and eastern part of the states, we could start to dig some colder air in with that trough of low pressure. Let's have a look at the temperature anomaly. Yes, a big cool down taking place here through the final week of January. So still a little bit milder than average up in the far northeastern corner, but otherwise we see many parts of the states actually becoming colder. This could be indicative of the jet stream plunging southwards with that trough of low pressure beginning to push through the Midwest, and the precipitation anomaly looks like that. So pretty dry over on the western side. Excuse me. Otherwise, not as much of a signal. Maybe a little bit on the west side in those eastern and central areas with that trough of low pressure. Week 4 will be the 30th of January to the 6th of February. Very uncertain here. Let's put in a question mark and have a look at the 500 millibar height anomaly. So that shows that the trough is lifting back up into the north again. So after that brief swipe of winter, the final week of January, the first week of February, that's to send the jet stream and the cold air back northwards again, probably, as a bridge begins to build here down in the southeast and starts to bring wind back into the south, more likely. Temperature anomaly looks cold in the northern states and over here in the west as well. A little bit milder than average though up the eastern seaboard and around those eastern and southeastern coastal areas of America. And the precipitation anomaly looks like that, so relatively dry down across the southern states, wetter in the northwest and over towards the eastern seaboard perhaps. Weak signal though. Mean sea pressure anomaly for week 5, 5th to the 13th of February. Again, we do see a bit of a trough here, perhaps digging in through the central parts of America. 500 millibar heights look like that. So that has below average heights up toward the northern part of the states and has above average heights in the east and the southeastern part of America. The temperature anomaly looks like that. So a bit of a northwest-southeast split. The northwestern states look relatively cold. The eastern and southern southeastern states look a lot milder. So cold in the northwest, mild in the southeast, or warm in the southeast. And the precipitation anomaly looks generally wetter through the northern states and perhaps a little bit on the drier side through those southern states. And then finally, week 6 will be the 13th to 20th of February. Maybe a higher pressure beginning to take over across many parts of America through this particular week. The 500 millibar height anomaly looks like that. So high pressure ridging from the west through the southern states and into the east as well. Some lower pressure up to the north. That's where winter is residing, of course, in Canada. The temperature anomaly for week 6 looks very cold across those far northern states, central northern states, warm or mild in the southern, southeastern and eastern parts of America once again. And the precipitation anomaly looking like that, so driest in the southwest, wettest perhaps through the midwest and into the east. That's how it's looking this week. That was just a snapshot of what the model is showing today. Could look completely different when we look at the model again next Wednesday for the next Extended USA broadcast. Does also say there could be a bit of a blast of winter across many parts of the Midwest and the eastern part of America in the final week of January. And beyond that, I think it's too far out to have all that much confidence in it, to be honest. So, relatively mild at the moment, but watch out, winter comes back potentially in the final week of January. Right, going to be back later on live streaming our 10 to 14 there for the UK and the rest of Europe as well. That'll be from 6 PM UK time. So check back for that if you'd like to see that. For this week's USA forecast, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.